character that wants to be, you know, in front of the lights and the cameras and the audience, and is generally called a show-off in school before they become a sort of anybody, you know. They're out there, you know, like with the flashiest clothes or trying to, you know, make all, you know, all the jokes or chatting up girls or whatever. They're the show-offs. I said, why, you know, why us, you know, why? You don't know. And as someone said to me, not too far away in this room, you know, those friendships outlasted all the other ones, with women and everything like that. So the band's been going longer than any kind of marriage or involvement, I think. Our video that we did, like, on our own, outside of a TV station. Normally you went to a TV station and did the song. And so you had to do, instead of doing one video, which would go to all the TV stations in America or whatever, you'd have to do them on every one. So you'd be doing like 10 TV shows, you know. So Jumping Jack Flash was the first one that we did, and we just mowed it out. And we filmed it in a recording studio. And I don't know if you remember, we put a lot of makeup, sort of, it was the 60s, you see. And we put all this makeup here and all different colours, and it was like pretty neat for those days. It didn't cost hardly anything to make. In America, well, it was slow. It was very funny because there was no FM stations. In fact, this going back, you know, before the war. No, there were no can you imagine there were no FM stations? The only FM stations were like, played like, you know, elevator music, you know? And no one had thought put rock and roll on those. And the only rock stations were like the AM top 40 type stations, which were very, and still are, very rigorous in their choice. So you'd have to visit them, you know? And one of the big stations in New York was WMCA, and they were called the Good Guys, and they all wore like blazers, you know, red with badges with WMCA Good Guys, and they all sang together, had this song, and you had to learn the song, you know, and that was one of your hustles. You went up to the station, they taught you the song, like WMCA, so that was the kind of hustle you had to do to get your record played. Otherwise, forget it, you know. Movies can affect your, the way you look at things, the way you look at a certain subject that you didn't know about. But I think most popular music is, whether people say it's relevant, or was relevant in the 60s or wasn't relevant now, I don't think that's really, in the majority of things, I don't think that's what people want to hear. I think people want to be escapist. And I think right now in this time and place, they don't really want to hear about politics and things like that. And they'd rather hear about party. In rock and roll, I think it's not like acting, you know, where you sort of, you fasten upon a piece of something in yourself. It's just, that's what's motivating me in this way, or in this play, in this film. In our kind of rock and roll, you've got to go home and sit down with your guitar and write a song, and it's got to be reasonably good. And it does require quite a lot of self-discipline sometimes to do that, because you don't want to do it. And eventually it comes down to it, and you sit down for a few hours and you write a couple of interesting pieces, and you think, it's pretty good. And, you know, and then it starts, the sort of juices start to flow again, and I think, you know, that's how it happens. I think from the songs themselves, I don't think of it as I can't wait to get back on stage, you know, in front of like 100,000 people, that's all I want to do in life. It doesn't feel, for me, that doesn't, you know, I don't miss it that badly. Or if I go and see someone else play, I don't want to run on the stage, you know. A lot of performers do. So they want to be up there. Performers make the worst audience. Because they want to be on stage and think, I'm the other guy up there, I could do better than that. Off with him. And so the motivation for me comes from the songs rather than Next week with the conclusion of our private reel and our brand new video, She Was Hot. But now here's something we did in 1964, Around and Around. We stopped performing in 1966. Quite a long time ago. Most of us weren't even born yet. There was one song that was particularly chosen as the thing as being an anti-woman song, which is like Under My Thumb. And actually, Under My Thumb, how's it go? Under My Thumb. There's a girl who once had me down, you see. The whole idea is that she was, that I was under her, like she was kicking me around. So the whole idea is like absurd. See, that all I did was turn the tables around, see. So women took that as to be against femininity, whereas in reality it was, you know, I was trying to get back, you know, against, you know, being a repressed male. This was a long time ago. I mean, but no, the Rolling Stones had a pretty sort of masculine stance, but I don't think we've been particularly macho or ununderstanding of women. I mean, we've written a lot of quite tender songs, really. People don't think of the Rolling Stones as a band that's made melodies or Cover of the Night was always, when it was written, it was always like, it's supposed to be about the repression of violence in our minds, you know, in society's minds, because we have so much of it. We get used to it. And it was also about repressive political systems, very serious stuff. But to put out songs like that, because nobody really is interested, I don't think. I mean, everyone's interested in songs about having a party all night or whatever, or just mumbo jumbo, you know. No one's interested in anything real. Plus, then the video was set out to reflect that song, made it perhaps a little easier or not easy to understand. So that was a bit of a departure for us for a while, because we hadn't done anything like that since Street Fighting Man. Kind of thing happened. It was very early on. It was 1976 at this time, so it's only 7. And yeah, it did seem, see, everything in rock and roll seems to go around and come around, that's the thing. And so you see, you know, kids spinning into the cameras and all that, you know, and they were much more able to do it than we were, because the rock and roll by then was an industry, and you could get hundreds of thousands of dollars from record companies, and when we started, you had to really kind of behave yourself a little bit, otherwise you get absolutely nowhere. And it did seem a bit a replay, but it brought back a lot of energy, and it brought back rock and roll to the people that couldn't really play music. You know, there was all those people that could play music were out. You know, those sort of grandiose sort of style rock bands were out, and people that couldn't really play guitars and sing were back in again, like us. So that was kind of nice, you know, but it sort of revitalised a lot of people, and made you think, well, you know, it made you think two things. It made you think, well, is that all there is? Because you've done it before. And it made you think, well, you know, energy is really the thing to have in rock and roll. Gimmicks or theatrics. You know, if it's really good, it's theatrical. If it's just rubbish, it's gimmicks. But I think it's worth trying. If you do it to a 2.5-hour show, people get really bored. Sometimes you have to sort of flash them up a bit with a few theatrics. Done all in favour of achievements. I think pride becomes before a fall, you know. I'm not particularly proud. Some of the things that the Stones have done have been great, some of them have been rubbish. That's the way life goes, you know. But that's the lot. I chose it, and I could have sort of got out of it at any time, but I'm still in there, and I wouldn't be there if I didn't enjoy it. It's a bit of an on-the-road song, you know. Detroit was smoky grey, nothing like the good old days or something. It's a bit of a road song, which I hate road songs normally, but I mean, that's your experience, so you draw on it. And the video of it is going to be different from the last one insofar as it's going to be more of a comedy. So we got this idea from a rock movie, an old rock movie, and we're going to kind of do, it's not a copy, we're going to do a sort of pastiche of that. Of that particular, no, I'm not going to say which number it is in which movie, but it's sort of, it has a sort of big blonde girl with, you know, big breasts, and she's dancing and driving everyone crazy. And so it should be funny as opposed to the Undercover one, which is pretty serious. And we hope it's going to come off funny.